Very good evening, dear friends. On date 19th July 2023, I am now present among all my dearest, nearest friends. Today, I would love to share English poetry of legendary world famous poet, one of the most influential figures of the world literature, Sir William Butler Yeats, who was born on June 13, 1865, at Sandymount in County Dublin, Ireland. He was a descendant of the Anglo Irish Protestant minority and was the eldest son of John Butler Yeats, an Irish artist, and Susan Mary Pollock's fame. The Yeats family moved to London 2 years after his birth. Yeats was educated at home along with his siblings in his early years. His mother narrated fairy tales and Irish folk tales to them, which largely inspired his early poetry. The legends and traditions kept him culturally rooted to his motherland throughout his life. Between 1872 and 1874, Yeats spent a lot of time with his grandparents back in Sligo, Ireland. The culture and the magical countryside provided significant inspiration to the young poet. In 1876, the 11-year-old Yeats joined his father in London, and the following year enrolled at the Godolphin School, Hammersmith, an average student. He studied here for 3 years, after which the family had to move back to Dublin. Here he joined the Erasmus Smith High School in 1881. With his father's studio close by, Yeats visited it often. He became acquainted with many artists and writers and began writing himself. In year 1884, he joined the Dublin Metropolitan School of Art, where he was introduced to the practice and study of the occult. These interests in the supernatural remained for life and is visible in his literary works. The following year, the Island of Statues, an Arcadian fairy tale in two acts, was serialized in the Dublin University Review between April and July. His first published work, it was never republished in his lifetime. In the year 1886, the pamphlet Mozart, a dramatic poem, was published in the Dublin University Review. The next year, Yeats returned to London with his family and visited Madame Helena Blavatsky. And he renewed his outfit, and Helena Blavatsky, the renowned occultist and the co-founder of the Blavatsky Lodge and English Theosophical Society, which he joined towards the end of 1888. He also befriended William Morris, the British poet and social critic who encouraged the young poet. Yeats contributed to the poem and ballads of young Ireland 1888 and edited fairy and folk tales of Irish. He spent the Christmas of 1888 with Oscar Wilde, the Irish literary giant who had a significant influence on him. So now I love to share lovable poem written by Sir William Yeats. Shy one of my heart. She moves in the firelight, pensively apart. She carries in the dishes and lays them in a row. To an asle in the water with her would I go. She carries in the candles and lights the curtained room, shy in the doorway and shy in the gloom, and shy as a rabbit, helpful and shy. To an asle in the water with her would I fly. Next poem, Down by the Shelley Gardens, published in the Wanderings of Oisin and Other Poems, 1889, collected under Crossways in his latter collections. Down by the Shelley Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed the Shelley Gardens with little snow white feet. She bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the tree. But I, being young and foolish, with her would not agree. In a field by the river, my love and I did stand, and on my leading shoulder she laid her snow white hand. She bid me take life easy as the grass grows on the weirs. But I was young and foolish, and now am full of tears. Next lovable poem, The Ballad of Mole Maggie, published in the Wanderings of Wesen and Other Poems in the year 1889. Come round me, little childer, there don't fling stones at me, because I mutter as I go, but pity mole Maggie. My man was a poor fisher with shore lines in the way. My work was Selton hearings the whole of the long day, and sometimes from the Selton shade I scarce could drag my feet. Under the blazed moonlight along the Pavely Street, I had always been but weakly, and my baby was just born. I never minded her by day, I minded her till morn. I lay upon my baby, ye little children dear, I looked on my cold baby when the morn grew frosty and clear. A weary woman sleeps so hard. My man grew red and pale and gave me money and bade me go to my own place, Kinsley. He drove me out and shut the door and gave his curse to me. I went away in silence. No, never could I see. The windows and the doors were shut. One star shone faint and green. The little straws were turning in round across the bare boarding. I went away in silence beyond old Martin's byre. I saw a kindly neighbor blowing her morning fire. She drew from me my story. My money's all used up, and still with pity in scoring in eye, she gives me bite and sup. She says my man will surely come and fetch me home again. But always I am moving round, without doors or within, peeling the wood or peeling the turf or going to the well. I am thinking of my baby and clinging to myself. And sometimes I am sure she knows when, opening wide his door, God lights the stars his candles and looks upon the poor. So now, ye little childer, you won't fling stones at me, but gather with your shin and looks and pity mole Maggie. The last lovable poem. To the rose upon the root of time, published in the Countess Kathleen and Various Legends and Lyrics, 1892, collected under the rose in his latter collections. Red rose, proud rose, and sad rose of all my days. Come near me while I sing the ancient ways, Coachline battling with the beater ride. The dread grey wood murmured quick-eyed, who cast round Fergus dreams and ruin untold, and thin own sadness, whereof stars grown old in dancing silver sandaled on the sea, sing in their high and lonely melody, come near, that no more blinded by man's fate, I find under the bogs of love and hate, in all poor foolish things that leave a day, eternal beauty wandering on her way. Come near, come near, come near, ah, leave me still. A little space for the rose breath to fill. Least I no more hear common things that crave the weak one hiding down in its small cave, the filled mouse running by me in the grass, and heavy mortal hopes that twirl and pass, but sick alone to hear the strange things said. But seek alone to hear the strange things said by God to the bright hearts of those long dead, and learn to chant a tongue men do not know, come near, I would before my time to go. Sing of old ire and the ancient ways. Red rose, proud rose, sad rose of all my days. In this way, I offer my floral tribute to the lotus feet of great English poet, Irish poet, Sir William Butler Yeats. Thank you very much. Very good night, very good night, very good night.